Tonight, new details about the Capitol Hill riot.
And later, information about Tiger Woods injured, coming up.
Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Tiara Trail.
And I'm Chris Mitchell. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
According to Independent News, the first official hearing for the Capitol riot is underway. U.S. Capitol Police Captain Carnisha Mendoza tells senators that her and other officers were gassed. Mendoza says, quote, "We could have had 10 times the amount of people working with us, and I still believe the battle would have been just as devastating," unquote. The Senate heard testimonies from 4 security officials on Capitol Hill who saw the response to the riot and are seeking answers for what happened the day of the riot.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz had left Cancun with his family despite the dire nature of Texas's situation. Below freezing temperatures and power outages left Texas with not only a power crisis, but a water crisis. Senator Cruz has now returned to the Senate chambers with the former 3 highest-ranking security officials presenting their testimony of the insurrection events of January 6th. During the testimony of the former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sund, Senator Cruz was pictured openly looking at his phone. Audiences saw this live on MSNBC as well as the photograph going viral on Twitter.
The country of Canada becomes the second country in the world to describe China's treatment of its Uyghur minority as a genocide. According to The Guardian, lawmakers approved the decision to recognize China's actions in the northwestern Xinjiang province as a genocide against Muslim Uyghurs. Canada now joins the United States in calling the actions in China genocide. A similar attempt on a vote in the UK failed earlier this month.
Former President Donald Trump may soon be facing rape allegations. Author and journalist E. Jean Carroll claims Trump had raped her in the New York department store in the 1990s. Carroll's launched a defamation lawsuit against the former president in November of 2019. With Trump now out of office, Carroll is looking to make headway on these cases. Professor of clinical law at NYU, Jennifer Rogers, even went to say, the only barrier to proceeding with the civil suits was that he's the president.
The United States is remembering victims of COVID-19. According to the Irish Times, flags will be flown at half-mast on federal buildings for 5 days for the more than 5,000 lives lost in the U.S. In an attempt to reverse the trend, 1.7 million vaccines are now being administered in the U.S. per day.
Many Texans are still suffering with the consequences of last week's frigid storm. According to CNN, more than 7 million people in the state have water disruptions or have no running water at all. The need for power has skyrocketed, not only significantly raising bills, but also leading to several electronic providers to leave the market. It is unclear how many customers will need to switch providers.
There are no new COVID-19 cases at WSU. According to Pullman Radio and WSU COVID dashboard, this is the first time since August 1st, 2020. WSU has reported no new cases. Although there are 0 new cases, there are currently 23 active cases. WSU has a positivity rate of 2.0%.
The Pullman Police Department concluded their investigation to the death of WSU student Samuel Martinez. There were over 75 interviews conducted over the course of this investigation. The Pullman PD will not be releasing the charges they would have recommended, stating that it is up to the prosecutor. Martinez died on November 12, 2019. Pullman Police Chief Gary Jenkins talked about the investigation.
According to the LA County Department, golfer Tiger Woods was involved in a serious single-car collision earlier this morning. Woods was pulled from the wreck by LA County firefighters and paramedics and transported to the hospital, having suffered 2 broken legs. According to ESPN, Woods was taken to UCLA Medical Center and rushed into surgery. The injuries, while serious, are not expected to be life-threatening.
Gritman Medical Center in Moscow had administered 94% of the COVID vaccines it had received. According to Pullman Radio, Gritman Medical has administered nearly 3,100 of the total 3,300 vaccine doses it received in total. The Chas Clinic in Moscow administered almost 700 doses it received. Moscow Medical has administered 17 of 18 doses from its supply.
Something less than fun found inside of children's toy. Drunk driving could be heavily reduced by 2022. Next.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
According to NBC News and Arizona police, an Arizona family found what is believed to be 5,000 fentanyl pills inside a children's toy Tuesday. While the parents were cleaning the glowworm from the local thrift store, they found a sandwich bag inside filled with pills. The drugs were immediately reported and handed over to authorities. According to the CDC, fentanyl is an opioid often mixed with other drugs like heroin and cocaine, causing euphoric-like effects.
Expect more self-driving cars coming in 2022. According to Robotic Logic Lab, Cruise, one of the foremost producers of autonomous vehicles in the U.S., will be dispatching its initial self-driving cars to Japan this year. The company's goal is more sustained cleaning and convenient transportation around the world.
According to the New York Times, a 105-year-old woman beat COVID-19. Lucia Delclerc is the oldest resident of New Jersey nursing home. Lucia tested positive for COVID the day after her second dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Lucia says, quote, that 9 raisins a day after it sits for 9 days may have helped with her recovery, unquote. Just after 2 weeks of isolation, Lucia was back in her room like normal.
I don't really like raisins, but I might have to start eating raisins every day. But today, we had a lot of hail, so can you tell us what's going on next?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, there was a lot of hail today, and we had some snow, or sorry, no snow, we're expecting that later. We had some clouds, some sun, so a bit of everything today. As we can see today, a high of 38 and a low of 24. Something to notice are the strong winds we felt today, 16 miles per hour. It brought the wind chill down to about 26, 27 degrees, so quite a bit colder. And as I mentioned, we're expecting some late night snow. So as we head into tomorrow, we are expecting that snow to be tonight, and then into tomorrow, you shouldn't expect to see it anymore by the time you wake up. You might see some on the ground, but it should not be snowing by the time you wake up. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 35 and a low of 23. Expect some strong winds early in the morning as well at about 13 miles per hour, but those should dissipate throughout the day. So overall tomorrow, it's gonna be a cold day, so make sure to bundle up. But as the day gets better, as the day goes on, it should get better. So as we move on to the whole state here, you can see Seattle with a high of 48 and a low of 34. So back to normal west side weather there, just partly cloudy. In Olympia, a high of 47 and a low of 30. And there is a flood warning in Olympia for the Olympia Centralia area on the Skycomchuck River. So be on the lookout for that if you are on the west side over there. So as we move on over to Yakima and Tri-Cities, we have a high of 54 and a low of 29 in Tri-Cities and a high of 48 and 26. So some good weather in central Washington. And Spokane, a high of 43 and a low of 25. And there's Pullman, as I mentioned it. So as we move on over to our 5cast here, you can see there's Wednesday, partly cloudy. Thursday is the day to really focus on. It's going to be very cold, 37 and 31, and very windy. Winds up to 30 miles per hour, so be safe while out there on Thursday. Friday, we're expecting some snow. And Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, we are looking all right, partly cloudy. in some cold weather, but no snow or rain expected. So if you want to enjoy the weather, go out and do that on Saturday and Sunday. That's all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
After the break, we have Josue with our sports update. Don't click that browser. We'll see you soon.
Hello, I'm Josue Cuevas with your sports. The WSU women's basketball team scored a win over the Utah Utes on Sunday, 68-55. The win brings the Cougs' overall season record to 10-10 and 8-10 in Pac-12 play. Freshman Charlize Lager-Walker led the team in scoring with 22 points, and redshirt senior Crystal Lager-Walker matched her career high in assists with 11 in the win. The Cougs were efficient from the floor as they shot about 42%. WSU women's soccer team had an impressive 3-0 win against the Idaho Vandals Friday in the bubble. Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week, Micaiah Minnis, opened the scoring for the Cougs in the 45th minute. She is the first Coug player to earn a weekly award since All-American Morgan Weaver in November 2019. On the defensive side, this win marks the Cougs' first clean sheet of the season and are 3-0 for the season. Seahawk and former Idaho Vandal guard Mike Iupati retires after an 11-year NFL career and a 4-time Pro Bowler and 1-time first-team All-Pro. Iupati spent most of his career in San Francisco and Arizona until making his final stop in Seattle. He will still be connected to the game by donating to the U of I Athletics Department's Fueling Center. Iupati is looking forward to spending more time with his 4 boys in his free time. The LA Times reports UCLA runner Chris Weiland has been dismissed from the track and field and cross-country teams for a video recording and text message exchange that surfaced on social media, showing him using racist, homophobic, and sexist language. The video showing him talking about his girlfriend cheating on him with another man. WSU alum Clay Thompson weighed on the matter, condemning the remarks on Twitter today. An update from the animal world.
And a rescue enjoying life next.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
A cute elephant got rescued and got to play in the sand for the first time. On your screen, you'll see an baby elephant playing in the sand with her mother. Phi Mai was rescued, and this is her first time playing in the sand. Thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can catch us